Hi 10th B1, how are you all? I am your social science teacher Miss Loganayagi. We have learned two lessons. One is in geography, one is in history. Isn't it? Now we are going to learn this lesson. This is in civics, the Union Legislature and the Union Parliament. Okay, this we are going to learn. Some of the videos you have seen last time related to this lesson. Leave that. This is a new reduced syllabus I am teaching. You will learn from this. Okay? Yes, this is the Parliament of picture. Many times we have seen in the news, isn't it? The Parliament is a supreme legislative body of the country in England and India. In England and India, we have written constitution. By the way, constitution means a set of laws to govern the people, the government, to rule the government. Okay, this is the definition for parliament. A parliament is a legislative organ of the government. It is a representative body of the whose permission is constantly required in the process of making or changing laws. It controls the Union Council of Ministers and national budget. Okay, what the parliament is doing, it's a legislative organ. It controls the union of ministers and the council of ministers, and is making the laws and changing the laws. Three things you should remember in parliament. It is a main legislative organ. Okay, next, it change the laws and makes the laws. Third one, it controls the council of ministers and it controls the national budget. Okay, these things we should know in the parliament. Okay, the central legislature or the Indian parliament consists of three constituents: the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, the president. Okay, who is making law, who is controlling the council of ministers? They are the one. The Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, the president. We may call Lok Sabha upper house, lower house, Rajya Sabha upper house. Okay, now we are going to see Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elaborately. And the president, three main things. Okay, like several federation of the world, the Lok Sabha represents the people of the country and Rajya Sabha represents the federating states. Okay, that all detailedly we are going to learn. Now we'll come to Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha. Okay, this is the lower house. The lower house of the Parliament of India is called House of People or the Lok Sabha. Lok means people. Okay, which is the representative body of the people. People will directly vote the candidates and the candidates will go to this parliament. Okay, we call them, that house people, we call them Lok Sabha. Okay, that is MPs. We call them member of parliament. MP, member of parliament. Directly we are voting them and sending the people to this parliament. From in Tamil Nadu also, people we are electing, they will go and sit here and talk about the people's problem. Okay, next, composition. The composition of the Lok Sabha, the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha, 552. Okay, who are the 550, from where they are selected or elected? Okay, this 530 from the states, 20 from the union territories, and 2 from Anglo-Indian community. Okay, can you see in this? The union legislature, parliament. Okay, the house of the people, that is Lok Sabha, not more than 552 members, not more than 500 representatives from the states. We have 29 states. In that, we are selecting and sending 530 candidates through election, direct election. People are voting and they are selected by the people and they are moving to parliament. 20 from the union territories. We have 7 union territories. From that, we are sending 20 members. And 2 members nominated from the Anglo-Indian community. Okay, because they are here for long days, many long years they are staying here. From their community we are sending 2 members to talk about their problems. Okay, so these are the 552 members in the Lok Sabha. So now you know the composition very well. How many are from states, how many from the Northern Union Territories, how many from the Anglo-Indian community. Okay, yes, this is only your composition. Not more than 530 shall represent the states. Not more than 20 members shall represent the Union Territories. 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community shall nominated by the President if he feels that the community has not been adequately represented. Okay, that is, he is only the President only nominating the 2 members of the Parliament, that Lok Sabha member. Seats are allotted to the different states, 29 states and 7 Union Territories. Okay, already we have seat, we have constituencies, that is Togudi. Okay, from that people are selecting them to the Parliament, that is Lok Sabha election. We call this election general election. 5 years once it will come. Podu Terdal. In Tamil we call that. Okay. So this is not the election of legislative election. Okay. That is not for only Tamil Nadu we are electing CM. Not that election. We are talking about the Parliament election. Okay. Yes. Now you understand little bit of composition. Yes, again you read how many members there in the in the Lok Sabha. You should know 530 from states, 20 from Union Territories, 2 from Anglo-Indian community, that also selected by President. Okay, that is about the composition. This is the composition to elect the PM. Okay, now can you see the states? 29 states. How many seats we are sending? See the highest state in Uttar Pradesh state, 80 members are going to the Parliament from this state. And Tamil Nadu, can you see Tamil Nadu? 39 members. 39 members we have got to Parliament for the Lok Sabha. And who got the victory? 38 seats we got for DMK. And 1 seat we got for ADMK, that is Mr. OPS son. Okay, 1 seat he got. Okay, can you see the seats number? Maharashtra 48 seats. Okay, one more. Bihar 40 seats. Okay, Andhra Pradesh 25 seats. So these are the members. West Bengal 42 seats. These are the members for the Lok Sabha we are sending. So altogether if you count this you will get 530. Okay, the 7 Union Territories we are sending this many, 20 seats. Andaman Nicobar, Chandigarh, so this all when we count this you will get 20. Okay, these in Delhi we are sending 7 seats, 7 members of the Parliament. Okay, this is for Rajya Sabha. This is not for Lok Sabha. This we'll learn little later. Only we are learning about the number of seats in Lok Sabha, in states and union legislature. Okay, yes, all together we are getting 545. Now at present this is the last year one. They are maximum only we told 552. Okay, now we have given only 545 seats allotted. 545 Parliament members are there, MPs are there in India. Okay, next one we'll see about the qualification, how much they qualified to attend this Lok Sabha. Okay, the qualifications for the members of the Lok Sabha. In order to seek election to the Lok Sabha, a person must possess the following qualifications. He should be a citizen of India. Okay, he must be the citizen of India. He should be 25 years old, above 25 years old, no below 25 years old. To vote we have only 18 years. We need only 18 years. Okay, so this is the paragraph. That's this. we are selecting the election to the Lok Sabha people. The principle of universal adult franchise has been adopted, which means that all citizens of age of 18 and above, we have right to vote. 18 years and above, we have right to vote. Okay, but to stand as a candidate, we should have 25 years old. Next, he should not be a proclaimed offender. He should not have any kind of case on him. Okay, next, he should have his name in the electoral rolls in any part of the country. He must be the citizen of country and he should have his name in the election roll. Okay, that is how we are getting the vote. We are going and we are parents going and putting vote, no. So without name we cannot do that voting. So like that their name should be there any of the part of the country. They can stay in Gujarat, maybe he is a Tamilian, but his name should be there in Gujarat electoral roll. Okay, he or she should be possess such other qualifications as may be specified by the parliament from the time to time. Okay, whatever the qualification the parliaments ask, they must possess that. He should not hold any office or profit under the state or central government. Okay, he cannot, he is the member of the parliament, Lok Sabha. So he cannot work under the government, any state government work or central government work. He must be the working for the parliament. Next, he should not be unsound mind. He has to be good in mind. He can understand anything. Okay, not in the feeble condition or anything. He should be sound in mind. That is like normal people. He should not be an insolvent. Therefore, he should not be in debt. Okay, he should have the correct practice of having money or taking money. That is very important. Okay, so these are the qualification of the member of the Lok Sabha. And the term, we will see the term of the Lok Sabha. It may be, the Lok Sabha is normally elected for 5 years. 5 years once the election will come. It may be dissolved by the president before the expiry of this term on the advice of the prime minister. Okay, the president may dissolve that by the advice of the prime minister. Its life can be extended by the parliament by 6 months at a time in abnormal condition. Okay, why? Because the president dissolves the parliament with the advice of prime minister. Maybe the ruling party loses the majority. The president can dissolve the Lok Sabha before its term over. For 5 years they can stay. If the ruling party lose the majority, these many members are there, maybe its majority should be there. Among 552 seats, the majority 300 above should be there. Like that only this time the Modi government got the majority and they are sitting in the ruling party. Okay, if the ruling party loses the seats, so the president can dissolve the house. And some other reason, in the case of emergency, the term of Lok Sabha can be extended by 1 year. If emergency, they have to keep the election, but we cannot keep the election that kind of condition. The same government will continue for the next 1 year or 2 year or maximum 3 years. Okay, this you understand the term, you understand the composition, the qualification we come to know in this video. Okay, next we learn about the speaker. After the general elections are over and the Lok Sabha is duly constituted with a notification by the election commission, the first thing the Lok Sabha to do is to elect the chairman and vice chairman, popularly known as the speaker and deputy speaker. Chairman we call speaker, vice chairman we call deputy speaker. Okay, he is the middleman in the Lok Sabha. Okay, now how he is elected, we will see that. The speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected soon after the newly elected Lok Sabha meets for the first time. First time the Lok Sabha meets, that time a speaker should be elected. That is the first work. till a new speaker is elected, the old speaker will continue the proceedings, that is office work. The old speaker from the last time Lok Sabha member, he will only take care of the Lok Sabha till the new speaker election. Okay, the Lok Sabha presides over its session. That is, the old speaker will take care of the office work of the Lok Sabha. The Indian Constitution provides that when the house is dissolved, the speaker shall not vacate his office. In the case of house dissolved or complete the term, so the house can dissolve, no, but the speaker will not vacate his office. He has still work there until the new speaker will come with the new party. He has to submit all his work to the new elected speaker. By the way, from which party the speaker will, okay, that is, he remains his office till the new speaker is elected by the new Lok Sabha in its first time meeting. The speaker as well as the deputy speaker are elected by the Lok Sabha from among its members, who all are there, the majority members. From that members, all the elected people will select the member as a speaker. Normally the speaker is elected for 5 years. Okay, so this is the election of speaker. Now you recall the points again. The speaker, the first work for the new formed government to select the speaker among their members, their committee their party members, not from opposite party and any other party. Among their party members, the ruling party member, they will select until the previous Lok Sabha speaker will conduct all the office works. Okay, for 5 years they were elected. Next, how he can remove himself. Okay, his removal. The speaker can resign his post on health grounds or any other grounds, any reason may be, by the submitting a letter of resignation to the deputy speaker. Okay, the vice chairman is there, no? To him he has to submit a letter. He has some powers. Okay, his election, his removal, you should know, this is for extra. He presides over the meeting of the Lok Sabha. He conducts the meeting. The resolutions or bills can be moved only with his permission. Okay, if anybody want to take any decision or any bill pass, bill means not ordinary bill, bill means law. If they pass with his permission only, the members can pass. Okay, he allows time to the members to speak in the house. He only gives time. This in 5 minutes, 10 minutes you can talk about that, or half an hour, 1 hour. He gives the party to talk. Okay, he can adjourn the meetings of the Lok Sabha. He can stop the meeting or send them out. He has all rights. He controls the visitors of the house and he calls for vote on the bills as well as on the other motions. Okay, if any laws passes, he asks the vote. Okay, then he takes that vote in his record. So these many works is some more is there. Just you learn this is the power of power and functions of the speaker. Okay. Okay, the speaker of the Lok Sabha, Sumitra Mahajan, last time, and before that we have Meera Kumari, who was the first woman speaker of the Lok Sabha. Meera Kumari. Ganesh V. Mawalkar was the speaker of the first Lok Sabha. In India, first Lok Sabha we started. That time he was the first Lok Sabha speaker. She was the first women speaker. And she was before Sumitra Mahajan. Last time she was the speaker. And this time we have for BJP government, the speaker name is Om Birla. Okay, now only he is the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Next we will have Rajya Sabha. Okay, now we have to see about Rajya Sabha and then the members, the composition, the term, everything we'll see in this. The Rajya Sabha we call Council of States. One more name, Council of States, we can call Upper House. Okay, not more than 250 members. Not more than 238 representatives of the states and union territories and 12 members nominated by the president. 238 plus 12 total 250 members. Okay, now we'll learn about the composition. The upper house of the Parliament of India is popularly known as Rajya Sabha. The representation of the Indian states in the Rajya Sabha differs from the state to state on the basis of their respective populations. The maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha can be 250 members, while 238 of them from elected by the states of the Union. 12 members are nominated by the President from the among the men of repute of various spheres of life, example science, arts, literature and social service. The 12 members elected by the President alone who are expert in this science, art, literature and social service. Other 238 members are elected from the Legislative Assembly, that is state government. Okay, we have 29 states. From 29 states we are electing some of the, if the populations big of the state, there will be one or more members for the Rajya Sabha. Okay, they will elect, not they will select, not election. People will not vote, only the members of the Legislative Assembly, that means the state Sabha, that is the Vidhan Sabha of state, Legislative Assembly of state, members of the Legislative Assembly, MLAs, they will select the person for the Rajya Sabha. Okay, don't get confused with the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and the Legislative Assembly. Lok Sabha is the lower house, directly elected by the people, the member of parliament, people select. Rajya Sabha, the people not do anything in that, but the people directly elected the member of the Legislative Assembly. MLAs we are selecting. That MLAs will select the Rajya Sabha member. Okay, now you understand? People are not taking part to select the Rajya Sabha member. Only the MLAs will take part to select the Rajya Sabha members. Okay, slowly you will understand this. Next, election and term. The representative of the each state is Council of States. Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the Legislative Assembly of the state in the accordance with the system of proportional representative by the means of single transferable vote for the period of 5 years. That only I explained you. The members of the Legislative Assembly, that means state MLAs, will vote for this member to select one or two or more than that the number of Rajya Sabha members. Okay, next, who is your area MP? You find out this. This is one assignment for you. You find out who is the MP in your area, and you can find who is the MLA also in your area. Okay, next, the election of the members. The Rajya Sabha is permanent house. Okay, the election of the term we saw, that is every 5 years. Okay, now the members, the Rajya Sabha is permanent house. It cannot be dissolved like Lok Sabha. Or if the majority lose, the Lok Sabha can dissolve by the president, no, with the help of a prime minister. It cannot be done in the Rajya Sabha. Each member of the Rajya Sabha is elected for a period of 6 years. 1/3 of the total members of the house retire after every 2 years. So permanently the members will be joining in that. The retired person will be continuously retiring. Okay, so the members can be re-elected if they do desire and if their electors want it. Once they retired, they can do again one more time the re-election. Okay, this is the election for the members. How they elected, who will select them, that all we learnt under composition. 238 from states, 12 from the president side. Now next we will come to qualification of the members. Okay, what are the qualification for the Rajya Sabha? To be a member of Rajya Sabha, a candidate must possess this following qualification. He must be the citizen of India, same like member of Lok Sabha, And member of Lok Sabha 25 years they need. Here they need 30 years. He should be 30 years of age. He should not be a proclaimed offender. He should not have any kind of case on him. He should not hold any office of profit under the government. He cannot work in a government office. Okay, he is working for Rajya Sabha, so he cannot work for any government office, state or central government. Like the member of Lok Sabha, he or she should possess such other qualification as may be specified by Parliament from time to time. Whatever the qualification the members of the Lok Sabha asked, or Rajya Sabha also, they should have the same. And these are the some qualification for the Rajya Sabha members. Okay, disqualification of the membership. How they disqualified? All the disqualification refer to the above in case of members of the Lok Sabha also apply to the members of the Rajya Sabha. For example, he should not hold any office or profit under central or state government. That we should saw in Lok Sabha. He should be sound mind. He should not be unsound mind, and he should not be undischarged insolvent. That means he should have the correct profit and money transaction. He has not ceased to be a citizen of India. He should be the citizen of India, not any other country. He should not have been disqualified by any law passed by the Indian Parliament. Okay, these are the, if they have the case or anything related to the law, he cannot be the member of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, next we will see the presiding officer. Okay, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Like a Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha also has a chairman and deputy chairman. The vice president. Now at present for BJP government we have vice president Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. Okay, he is the vice president of India. Is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. He acts as the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. Presiding officer means he is conducting all the program in that Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha elects its deputy chairman from the among its members. Okay, for him assistant vice deputy chairman, he only will select him. The vice president Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, and he has a vice chairman also. Okay, these are the thing for Rajya Sabha. We learnt composition, how many members are there. We learnt how they are elected, and we learnt what are the term for this election, and we learnt the qualification of the member and what disqualification they will have. We learnt the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha. So in this we learnt Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, in this lesson, Union Legislature Parliament, we learnt about Parliament, Lok Sabha composition, the term of the Lok Sabha, qualification of the Lok Sabha members, the election of the Lok Sabha members, and we learnt the composition, how many states, how many members are there in Union Territories, term of the Lok Sabha. Then we learnt about the speaker. Okay, the powers and functions of speaker, how he is as election for the speaker, and how he can remove himself. That all we learnt. And for Rajya Sabha, the composition of Rajya Sabha, election and terms of Rajya Sabha, and the qualification of the members and disqualification of the members. The presiding office of the chairman of Rajya Sabha, that was the vice president. We learnt about the Rajya Sabha. See, this is the one, the election of the Rajya Sabha. I told you, these are the Vidhan Sabha members, that is legislative members, MLAs. They will vote a member, and that member can go to the Rajya Sabha. From the MLAs, they will select and vote for one. Okay, one or two according to the population of the state. they will select the people and they will send it to Rajya Sabha. Other 12 members, we told you about the composition. The people nominated by the president, those who are good in art, science, social service, in any other field. Okay, those who are excellence in that field, they will select by president. Okay, this all we learnt. Next we learn about the some more things in the next class. Okay.